Hi everybody, today I would like to talk with you about the biggest IPO wave in the history, especially in the history of the Bay Area, and how this impacts San Francisco and Bay Area real estate. Let's dive in. So most of you have probably heard about these three companies: OpenAI, Anthropic, and Databricks. They're all AI companies based here in San Francisco, and all of them are scheduled to go public either this year or next year. What makes this very unique is if you look at the value or expected value of these companies, this is absolutely stunning. So OpenAI is expected to be valued at nearly $1 billion, followed by Anthropic with $500 million, and Databricks at $134 billion. That's a massive amount of money and wealth that's being created. So let's look at how this wealth is going to be distributed. So first and foremost, it's going to be obviously investors, venture capitalists with nearly $700 billion, followed by the employees. Most of those are based in San Francisco and the Bay Area. So just for these three AI companies alone, there's about 35,000 employees, all of which will benefit significantly from this exit. And here's an interesting example. It's a little bit smaller font. So if a senior software engineer, if they are granted 0.05% in equity, which is very typical for that role, and if Anthropic has an exit of 500 billion, that 0.05% becomes 250 million pre-tax. That's an enormous amount of wealth. And these engineers and employees will suddenly have a ton of that from one day to the next. So let's see how this relates to San Francisco real estate. So we talked about the 700 billion being generated in additional wealth. Most likely about 200 to 300 billion will stay in the Bay Area, and about 20 to 25%, or 40 to 70 billion, will be invested into real estate. And if we distinguish the Bay Area to San Francisco will probably get somewhere between 15 and 25 billion. The reason why this is such an important factor is because if you compare that to the existing inventory. So right now, as of today, there's probably about 200 single-family homes for sale and about 500 condos. On average, a single-family home sells for 2 million, so that would be 400 million total, so 200 times 2 million. And condos have an average sales price of 1.2 million, so that would be 500 condos times 1.2, that would be about 600 million total. In other words, with $1 billion, one could buy the entire inventory of San Francisco today. And here we're saying that about 15 to 25 billion will flow into the city. So that's significant, and that will definitely have a huge impact on San Francisco real estate. And let's look at which neighborhoods are most likely benefiting the most. Noe Value, I've created a couple of videos on this, has already seen the pressure. Most of the single family homes there have sold for double, 2 million above list price, for double what they were listing for. And the vast majority of that is driven by AI money. Generally speaking, the neighborhoods that will benefit the most are the ones that are the most popular. So the Pacific Heights, the Marinas, the Mission Bays, inner Sunset and Richmond have become really popular. And then, of course, the two neighborhoods in the south of San Francisco, Bernal Heights and Potrero Hill and Dogpatch, with easy access to the city, easy access to the peninsula, are very popular. So these are the ones that will see the impact first. But I think a rising tide will lift all boats. So I fully expect this to have an impact across the city overall. What I just wanted to share, I'm super curious to get your thoughts and feedback. Please let me know if you have any comments. Looking forward to it. Thank you.